welcome to today's episode of Depreciation Nation. And as you can see, I've got a BMW engine on an engine stand next to me, and we're going to talk a little bit about that for a moment. Back when I was in my early 20s and the E46 platform was very popular, it was always something I wanted. As I've already talked about in our first and second videos with that particular car, the E46 was one of my it cars or one of my dream cars. Now, one of the cool things about playing with fully depreciated cars are that the modifications for them that were once very, very expensive are now rather reasonably priced because they don't have the same demand that they once had. So, whereas your dine-in software was thousands of dollars when that car came out, it's now much more reasonable at a couple of $100s. And so one of the things that I always wanted to do when I was in my mid-20s was have that car and build that car into a streetable track car. And so that is what we are going to do. This is a Core M54 B25 motor. It's got 125,000 miles on it. And I purchased this with a blown head gasket. What we are going to do is we are going to build this motor. I am not fully certain which direction we're going to go, except for the fact that I am 100% certain that we are not going to add a turbo or a supercharger to it. What we are going to attempt to do is a rebuild and a reseal, possibly put some shrink cams in there. I have been looking at individual throttle body options, whether we adapt the throttle bodies off of an E46 M3 or whether we get the actual kit out of Europe that was designed for this engine. There are several details that are still up in the air, but what we are going to do with the car, as we are reintroducing it now, is we are going to put a street/track hybrid suspension on it. We are going to use UUC sway bars, we're going to use UUC pulleys, potentially some shrink cams. So I'm still unclear if we're going to do individual throttle bodies. If we don't do the individual throttle bodies, we are going to put the M50 manifold on it versus the M54 for the moderate power gains that we will see with that. And we are just generally going to build this to the next level. I thought about a 3-liter swap. I thought about an S54 out of an E46 M3. But in the interest of costs, which is forever the theme of our channel, we are going to keep things relatively modest with the motor that initially came in the car. Now, the car still runs, the car still drives. We are not going to begin tearing the car down until we have this motor ready to go in it. But we wanted to go ahead and introduce the motor, and we are going to walk you through the process as we tear the motor down. We're going to take the motor to the machine shop and have it pressure tested, general tolerances checked, so on and so forth. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the build, and thanks for joining us this time.